Okay, this is Dr. Wycliffe Baird, and today I'd like to talk to you in very simple terms about COVID-19 and what this virus really is. Okay, if you're going to fight a war against the enemy and COVID-19 is your enemy, you have to understand the enemy if you want to win the war. Understand that this battle is between you and COVID-19. So what is COVID-19? COVID-19, first of all, is a virus. It is neither bacteria nor a fungus. Bacteria are alive and can survive and multiply on their own. COVID-19, as I said, is a virus, and viruses are not alive. A virus is simply a combination of protein and fat with something called DNA and RNA, both of which are genetic materials. The sole purpose of a virus is to duplicate itself and multiply. It has no other reason to exist. In order to accomplish this purpose of duplication and multiplication, it has to enter a living cell. As long as it remains outside of living cells, it can do no harm. Human beings are made up of living cells, and COVID-19 has a required combination that allows it to enter into a human cell. When it enters the cell, it literally hijacks the cell, takes over the function of the cell, and then multiplies itself inside the cell by using the machinery in the cell, and eventually destroys the cell. COVID-19 is a new strain of coronavirus that has emerged from the coronavirus group, and now it can affect humans by infecting the cell. COVID-19 is known to be a virus that has recently changed its form, and it has adapted to allow it to enter the human pool and thrive and survive in humans. This process of adaptation is really called mutation. So we refer to mutation of the virus, and this virus is an expert. Viruses generally are experts at mutation. That is, they can change from one to another. Okay, that makes a virus a very smart thing. The only reason that they exist is for multiplication and so that they can survive. If they don't multiply, they cannot survive. COVID-19 is a brand new virus, and we're now learning about it as we go along. And as it continues to do its damage, we're learning more and more. As of this time, we do not have a definite cure or a vaccine, but there's a lot of work going on in this particular area as we speak. Several countries are cooperating and pooling their resources and their knowledge to find out more about this new virus. Now, how does COVID-19 enter the cell? Okay, there are areas of your cells that have what we call receptor sites. That is, they can receive material. And the COVID-19 virus has the program that allows it to attach itself to these sites and therefore gain entry into the cell. Once the virus gets into the cell, it takes over the machinery of the cell, duplicates itself using the ingredients in the cell, and in so doing, the process of duplication and multiplication destroys the cell. Okay, think of it as a thief with a key that can open the lock to your car door and gain entry into your car. So there are 4 things to consider here: the thief, the key, the lock, and the car. COVID-19 virus is a thief. The key is a special attachment on the virus that matches the lock. The lock is the receptor site, as I told you before, on the cell that allows the thief to gain entry into your car. And the car is the human cell. Now, once a thief uses the key to gain entry into your car, he hijacks your car and has full control of your car. Your car, which is your body, therefore no longer has control of that cell. The virus has control. COVID-19 has taken it over completely, and COVID-19 is now alive as long as it can make use of the ingredients and the machinery in your cell. Hope you've got that. Now remember that there are thousands of viruses on any small surface, and therefore they can enter thousands of your cells at any point in time. The more cells they enter, the more damage they do, because there are more of them. Now, entry of the viruses into your cells means that your cells are infected with the virus. That is, once COVID-19 enters your cells, you now have an infection with the virus. That does not mean that you're sick or that you have a disease. All it means is that the virus has gained entry inside the cells of your body. It is important to understand this, and that at this early stage of infection, you probably will have no symptoms or very mild symptoms, but you can transmit the virus to another person or an object. You are infectious. Now, depending on the degree of your exposure, you may get a small number of viruses, or you may contract a large number of viruses. This is called the viral load or the dose. For example, if you are very close to someone and that person has COVID-19 and sneezes directly on you and you inhale the droplets, you will probably get a large dose of the virus, and therefore more viruses will be available to infect your cells. That means you have a greater chance of being overwhelmed by the virus and then become sick. That is, get a disease. The coronavirus likes cells in the lung, and that is why most of the disease is in the lung. That is its primary target. That is where most of the battle takes place. Okay, just so that you have a clearer understanding of virus particles, they are very, very small. They're called submicroscopic and are invisible to the naked eye. Thousands of viruses can be on a small surface or in a droplet. COVID-19 can maintain its integrity for varying periods of time depending on the conditions. For example, in an aerosol, it can last up to 3 hours in the air. On cardboard, it can last up to 24 hours. And on stainless steel and plastic, 2 days. On copper, it only lasts 2 hours because of the chemical characteristics of the copper. Finally, I'd like you to remember that COVID-19 is very dangerous, very aggressive, and highly infectious, and it is highly transmissible. That means it can be easily spread from person to person. If you stop the transmission of the virus will eventually die. That is why at this time, physical distancing is the most important weapon that we have in our fight against COVID-19. Therefore, take care, beware, win the war, keep your distance, stay home. This is Dr. Wycliffe Baird. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a clearer understanding of some of the characteristics of this deadly virus. Good luck in your fight against COVID-19. And if you like this video, please share it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.